It's easy to become a videographer in 2022, and here's exactly how you do it. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Jonathan and I'm a professional video editor based here in London. And I'm here to give you tips and tricks to help you out on your way from going from someone who's never picked up a camera all the way through to being a professional. Today we're going to explore how you can become a videographer, especially where this year video is slowly becoming the main form of media that people are consuming. Before you had things such as Instagram and photography, but as we've seen with what's happened with Instagram, with Reels, we now know that everything is moving towards the video format. So now is the best time to start learning how to do it. And we're going to break this down into kind of what you need, how you use it, and yeah. So let's start off the bat with what you need. Super simple, you need a camera, and obviously I'm not going to expect you guys to kind of go out there, get a Sony Alpha range, a red cinema camera, but what everyone has is a mobile phone. And I know this is so overspoken about, but you have a camera in your pocket and it's such a good way to learn some simple tricks and tips to help you on your journey to becoming a videographer. From using the native camera app to downloading third-party apps on there to unlock additional features, it's a great way to learn some of the really basic fundamentals of videography. I have a whole video on this, kind of going to link up here, but it's a really good way to learn and get those kind of fundamentals down in videography. Now, I'm not saying rock up to a client shoot with an iPhone and just film it on that, because that would never go down well and they would not pay you. But using your phone and using a third-party app on your phone, such as Filmic Pro, can help you teach the basics about shutter speed, shutter angle, frame rate, ISO, and the fundamental thing, which is composition. You need to understand how composition works, be it the rule of thirds, be it the diagonals you get across the screen, the sphere of something, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a sphere and goes like that across the screen, whatever that is, and how you can use composition to convey image, convey emotion, and make your video just feel like it's well put together rather than you just slapped your camera in one position. One of my first videos on this channel, and some of my previous videos that have got well over 40,000 views now, were all shot on just an iPhone. As you start developing your understanding of composition and some of the basics in videography and the technical side of things such as ISO and shutter angle and FPS, then you can start developing and moving forward in what gear you own, such as that little camera there, the Sony a6000, which you can get on the Facebook marketplace for like £300, which is relatively cheap and relatively entry level, but has that kind of next level features that you would want from kind of moving from an iPhone to a camera. As time goes on and as your skills develop, you start understanding how to use lenses, how kind of aperture works, which you can't use on a phone as much. You can start to think about progressing to things such as the A7 III that I have here, the FX3, or if you're thinking way in the future, things like the FX6 or the FX9 as your kind of cinema range blind cameras. Obviously, when you start going down the route of client work, 100% you're going to want to have a camera such as the A7S III that I have here. To be fair, I rocked up to shoots with the A6000 there, but I rigged it out. I put a cage on it, I put a monitor on top. I kind of made it look bigger than it was. Bigger camera, bigger clients, bigger money. Unfortunately, showing up to a client shoot with a phone, unless specifically getting phone-based content, is never going to work. But you can use, like I said, you can use your phone to kind of learn that basics of composition, the basic technical sides of things in videography, and really start to develop your skills. On top of that as well, when you do start using kind of apps like Filmic Pro or start using cameras such as this, you will need to start exploring having things such as ND filters to kind of take out that additional light. You will need to explore things getting such as softbox here. I mean, the softbox I have right next to me isn't even a softbox, it's a softbox case with a ring light in it to make it more diffused on my face. That cost me £30. And then things such as microphones like I have here, which is a Rode Video Go, which I have kind of mounted like this on a thing, so it's just closer to my mouth and sounds better. And you can get things such as external monitors like I have here, which kind of help you just compose your image better, get additional features such as zebras, as you might be able to see with the lines on the screen. That's kind of how it moves forward as far as gear is concerned. But next, once you have something, even if you're just using your phone and a little wireless lav mic on your phone, what do you do with it and how do you learn? So even if you're just starting on your phone, think about what you want to shoot one day. Do you want to do documentaries? Do you want to be a wedding videographer? Do you want to do interviews, corporate stuff? What would you like to do, and start aiming towards that? Once you've decided, start setting them up. And what I mean by that is going to your mates. One of my first ever videos as client work was me approaching one of my friends and being like, hey, can I just come down to your gym and shoot? And I shot that, like I said, on that little one there. But this can just mean taking your phone to your mate's wedding and say, hey, do you mind if I put together a little wedding video just on my phone? I'll stay out the way. I just want to kind of practice my videography skills and my composition skills using my phone. This could also mean interviewing your mum, interviewing your partner, interviewing your best friend, and just doing a short 90-second interview of one of their favorite things or whatever their favorite hobby might be. I'm actually doing this myself at the minute. I'm going to be doing a 90-second interview with one of my friends just to see how well I can do it and see if it kind of feels documentary-esque. But on a very basic level, just film everything you can. When I talk about composition, I really mean it, because yes, you can have the nicest camera in the world, but if you don't understand how composition works, if you don't understand how lighting works, it doesn't matter. So get into the habit of just shooting. Set up a TikTok account and start shooting kind of daily vlogs and whatever you see around you. When you're in this location, kind of start thinking about what's in your foreground, what's in your background, how can you make this normal touristy shot like this look better by bringing it down, bringing it to the side, bringing something into the foreground. Just get into the habit of filming as much as you can and getting confident in holding a camera in front of you. From here, you can start bringing movements in. If you've kind of got a basic shot of a building, how can you move your body to make it look and feel more dynamic? How can you do things such as parallaxes where you have 3 things moving at once? Start thinking about those things to start elevating and progressing your skills. So you started shooting like your mate's gym, like I said, like I did. You started shooting little interviews with your mum and your partner and anyone around you, and you've started to kind of look for that corporate look. You've shot your mate's wedding. How do you start changing that free work, that practice work, into actually paid proper work? Really quickly, if you're enjoying this video today, please do consider giving it a like and a comment down below. And if you haven't already, throw a subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot, and who doesn't like to support people? Show reels. In short, that is how we turn this into work, and this is how we turn this into a paid gig. No one is going to hire you based on hearsay. They're going to hire you based on what you can show you can do. This could be anything from freelance all the way through to getting a paid job at kind of like a production house or a production agency. But you need to be able to show what you can do, and that's why I said film everything and everything you can, because all of that will fall into a show reel. If you can't show you've already done it, people aren't going to hire you to do it, in short. Using my own experiences, for example, I had a really short show reel based on some gyms that I'd shot and one event I'd shot. From that one gym shoot has got me 3-4 more, and that one event I shot from talking to someone online has then subsequently got me 3 more events after that. Without being able to show that I could do it, I would never have got that work. So that's why I said previously in the other point, have a think about what you'd like to shoot. I quite enjoy shooting gyms. I enjoy shooting events, and because I could show I could do that, I was then able to get more work in that field, and then by doing all of that I was then able to show that I can edit, and that's what got me landed in a job with a production agency. And this does work with both freelance and with getting a job with a company. You don't have to be freelance. A lot of people push, oh, you have to be freelance, you have to work for yourself, but also working for a production house is quite nice because the work comes to you and you can show off your skills without having to put that work in with grinding and finding clients and being a salesperson without knowing how to sell stuff. But if you're wanting to run freelance, websites such as Upwork, DMing people your show reel, going to platforms such as Fiverr will all give you a place to show off your show reel. And then on that same tune, that show reel, you can shove it into your CV and be like, look, I can do this, and you can get yourself jobs in production houses. When I was freelancing and when I was applying for jobs at production houses, when I didn't have a show reel, 1, I wasn't getting freelance work, 2, I wasn't getting interviews. The minute I put a show reel into my CV, the minute I put a show reel onto my website, freelance gigs started coming through, and people kept being like, yeah, sure, I'll take you on. You look like you got good stuff. And I started instantly getting interviews because I was able to showcase what I could do. Some of the things that I've done over the years, getting the job would never have happened without a show reel. Getting a gig at the Oval in London to shoot a sporting award would never have happened without a show reel. You need to be able to show what you can do in order to get the work. So literally film everything from the start, even if it's just a vlog for yourself and a show of progression. Film everything because it will one day come in use. So I hope you found this video useful today and you've learned some things. I know I put the really basics of get a camera, get lights, really obvious, but I hope some of those other things and some of that personal experience has helped you kind of have a bit of thought about your progression as a videographer today. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video and chuck a comment down below on your journey as a videographer, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videography, editing tips, content creation tips, lifestyle stuff, the works. But until next time, take care.